Welcome everyone to the game between Nodirbek Abdusattorov and the world champion Gukesh at the World Blitz Championship 2025. Gukesh and Nodirbek have already played each other in the rapid section, and it was Nodirbek who came out on the top. Look at that intensity on the face of Nodirbek and the calmness on the face of Gukesh. Like, this is just the clash that we all are always waiting for. Whenever Nodirbek faces against Gukesh, it's a game that we will enjoy for sure because both of them are just so ambitious, such great fighters. It's 3 minutes plus 2 seconds increment. The players are getting ready here, and this is the 16th round of the tournament. So we are getting close to the qualification in the 19th round, a handshake. And this, dear friends, is the ChessBase mobile app recap of the day. Nodirbek opens the game with e4. We have the Sicilian. d6 played, bishop check, knight blocks, and Nodirbek quickly plays c4, setting up the Morozzi bind here. Knight comes out to f6, and knight to c3, defending the pawn. g6, quickly castling there. Bishop g7, both players blitzing out their moves. Black also castles. Bishop comes to a4 to put it on c2 and then try for the d4 break. That's how he would like to play. And Gukesh goes on an undeveloping move, but he's going from b8 to c6 to d4. That is a small weakness there in the center. h3 was played so as to get the bishop on e3 without running into knight g4 business. He does play his bishop there. Bishop comes out to d7. And right now, Nodirbek goes a3. a6 played, rook b1 with the idea of b4. Maybe he'll also go rook b8 with the idea of b5. But these are very, very English opening like themes. Knight e8 to get the knight to c7, to play b5, but also knight e6 to d4. You can see that all the black pieces are eyeing on the d4 square. Nodirbek now takes on c6, and like, it's natural to take it back with the bishop. But did you see Gukesh? He was like about to make his move, then pauses. This is Gukesh moment. He takes with the pawn. He takes with the pawn, limiting his own bishop, but controlling the center. Pawn to a5 played. You can see the c6 pawn is doing a great job controlling these two squares. Bishop comes out to h6 to trade off the dark squared bishop. And now Gukesh, who has 2 minutes 20 seconds, he goes e5. And this is the move that you can play because your d5 square is controlled here by the pawn. And for Nodirbek, he has to now go b4. Yes, that is the move through which you will get some play on the queen side, even though it helps to undouble the white pawns here, of the black pawns on the c file. Still, it's a good move because now you can see that rook takes, the other rook will join in. Bishop g7, the black king would be a little bit weak. The rook could enter on b7. All of these things. Meanwhile, black would be trying for his own counterplay with f5. So Gukesh pausing a bit. This position is a bit tricky here because he can push the pawn forward. He can let this structure be. He can also take on b4. So many possibilities. He takes on b4. Rook takes on b4. And now the pawn comes up to c5, hitting the rook. And the rook comes back to b3, wanting to double down the b file. I think rook b8, trying to trade off the rooks, is not such a bad idea. He goes bishop c6. So in a way, Gukesh is like, yes, I've given up the d5 square control by pushing my pawn, but my bishop will now chop off any knight that sits there. f5. Oof. This is just too ambitious play by Gukesh. You can feel it that all these squares here on the queen side are a bit weak. But he's like, I don't mind, because look at my bishop here. It's very strong on this diagonal. If you take here, I can take on f3. So Nodirbek has a big edge according to the engines. Knight d5. A good move played by him. He's getting in with his knight. The main reason for white having an advantage is just his beautiful placement of all the pieces. Look at this. Each and every piece of his is wonderfully positioned, while black's pieces are little bit passive, I must say. And Gukesh, now sensing that things are not as simple as he would have liked, he's calculating fe4. But here's the point. Another thing is that the rook starts to defend the knight, so there are no sacrifices also in the air. Should you go f4? Would that work? Then later on trying for pushing the king side pawns forward? That could be an idea. He goes rook f7. He's trying to maintain the status quo there, but he's down to 52 seconds. Meanwhile, Nodirbek Abdusattorov has an extra minute on the clock. How should White try to make progress here? He takes on g7. The knight takes on g7, and now rook b6. He attacks this pawn, this bishop here, and you will notice that a move like queen here simply loses to queen h6 and knight g5. So you have to be like super careful at this point. You can take on d5, but he goes rook c8. Now can we jump in with the queen already? Going to h6, threatening knight g5. And you can feel it, like Nodirbek senses that his prey is ready. He's ready to jump on Gukesh here. And boom, brings this queen in. Fantastic move. Gukesh goes knight e6, controlling the square here on g5. There's a very nice sacrifice that you can play here, which is rook c6, ef. And now if you play gf, then the knight is hanging. Rook f5 and rook b7, trying to checkmate here. He starts off by taking on f5. Gukesh takes, and now rook c6, rook b7. It's a very, very cool idea, but it's also a little bit of stress, right? When you have to play this way, do you want to give up material? I'm pretty sure Nodirbek is calculating in his head this sacrifice. Take, rook b7. If rook goes back, I can take and take on h7. No, he doesn't take it. He goes knight d2. And Gukesh can go rook h5 and evict the queen from there. Take on d5. Bring his knight in. He's getting back into the game. Big chance for Gukesh with 30 seconds. But he must do this idea of taking and rook h5 to sort of smoke the queen out. But Gukesh is hesitating. It's his only chance here. 14, 13, 12. He's getting a bit tensed now. 10 seconds. 9. He's shaking his head. He's not able to find the move. Queen f8. Oh, that's a blunder. That's a huge mistake, because after takes, king takes knight e4. The d6 pawn is hanging and there's just no way you can protect it. That's so bad, because takes, knight takes on d6, forks the two pieces, and the bishop is hanging, and Gukesh resigns. In fact, he's lost on time as well. Well, that really ended very, very swiftly. Gukesh had a chance to hold his own there, but Nodirbek, what a guy, what a player. All these years, ChessBase was a software that needed to be installed on your computer. But now, ChessBase has come up with a mobile app. It's called the ChessBase mobile app, and it is available both on Android and iPhone. With the app, you can now prepare against an opponent. You can get access to more than 11 million games in your database. You can create a new game, analyze it. The premium users get access to the fastest cloud engines, and then you can save your analysis. What's more is that the app is completely free. If you want to stay connected to serious chess preparation on the go, then the ChessBase mobile app is for you.